This is one of the sort of central tenets of Damnation, which is that we show you something very, very large, a bridge in this case, and we say, okay, well, here you are, get there. And we don't give you a map, we don't give you a guide, it's up to you to decide how you are going to get there. So the first thing we're going to do is just run through. No way we can get across this chasm here, so we'll head for what looks to be like maybe your drawbridge. You'll see up ahead of you are your friendly NPCs. They are going to be your guides through this portion of the game. All right, so this is one of the first places where you have a chance to use some of your platforming abilities, which here takes the form of jumping. Now in this case, this is a very kind of typical puzzle in Damnation in that, okay, well here's a lock gate, we know we need to get through here, we want to get this elevator shaft, what do we do? Well, what would you do in the real world? You're a guy with a gun, you're a big badass, so, well, why not just go through the window? All right, so, because we felt that here's a guy who's trying to save what's left of America, essentially, and yet many games would have you not be able to jump through a window. So though we do have some kinds of more, let's say, hyper-real or fantastical elements to our players' abilities, we also like to think that we give you in some ways a more realistic experience of at least what you should be able to, within a fantasy context, expect from your game. We're entering our first combat arena. Now one of the sort of special abilities, which is somewhat supernatural in nature, is what we call spirit vision. And basically what it lets you do is, it's a wall hack, so you can see where enemies are located. So spirit vision, you've got to be somewhere safe. That's the catch to it, because you can't move and use it. Okay, enemies are represented in red, your friendly NPCs are in blue. You can see one's up there. It takes you a minute to get into it, so it's not just your magic weapon. We do not have a sticky cover system because we want this game to be more of the old school Quake run and gun type of shooter, but obviously, look, there's plenty of cover around. We also don't have a health bar, but if you get behind cover like this, you will regenerate. And you can tell because the screen desaturates. Now I believe that if you've got audio, you should be able to hear a music change, and that is to represent a little bit of a cue, a subtle cue to the player that it's safe to put your guns away so that you don't have to creep through the game in combat mode. Here again, your NPCs are going to show you the way to go. Later you'll have to figure it out for yourself. And in this, when you're engaged in a skill like this, if it's something that legitimately you can do with one hand, you are able to fire a single-handed weapon. You can't use a machine gun, but you can use a pistol.
Give it a try, Captain, if you've got a pen.
All right. This is a sniper rifle, and to pick it up, you just hold down that button, and I will, because it's a shooter, we have to have the things that shooter fans come to expect. So get your ability for the headshot.
Heads up. Stop.
All right, and here we're going to enter our second combat arena. And for example, in this case, I can use the rooftop for cover to some degree. I know you're not hiding behind an explosive barrel there. Yes, you are. And do I have anyone else left? Let's see. No, looks pretty good. And indeed, he's going to show you the way to go. This is not the only way. There's another section, but no matter which way you choose, each of them have similar moments, similar abilities that are used, because we don't want you to get sort of cheated out of having a better experience just because you happen to choose the left path rather than the right path.
Well done.